This whole time, y'all couldn't even hear me. So I'm in my feelings, and today is Freaky Friday on emotional status. I have no idea why, what's going on in the universe. Like when I tell you, like every bit of me is just, ah, ah, ah. But with that being neither here nor there, how are you? How are you feeling? I walked outside today and it felt like spring, like real life spring. And I'm ready. You know, my birthday's coming up. My birthday is on Tuesday. We will be in the building on Tuesday because we're interviewing our conundrum, who is on Instagram and drops gem after gem after like business gem. Like to interview her on my birthday. If it was anybody else, we would have been like, so let's reschedule so I can be out here, sipping mimosas, enjoying the sun on the day that my mommy gave birth to me. And so that is not what we're going to do. I'm really excited for Tuesday, which is my Earth Strong, which is also Haitian Flag Day, ID. Shout out to all the Haitians. Because my birthday is on Haitian Flag Day, I absolutely feel as if, what's on VCR? How are you? Good rising, good rising. I feel like I was born to be Haitian. Well, the truth of the matter is, ever since I was a little girl, my cousins are like, yo, you're everything. I am. I absolutely am. I am Jamaican when it serves me. I'm all West Indian when it's necessary. I'm African. Like I'm everything. I'm the whole world. And so I am the epitome of what the world should be, and that is love. And that's what I wish. You guys know I was super emotional on Tuesday, but another type of emotion, wishing that like, can we all just get along? Because everything that's going on with the Gaza Strip, what's going on in Colombia, what's going on in Yemen, with like everything that's going on in the world, I'm like, yo, can we just please all get along and just love each other? And that's not the real world. And so, you know, here we go again. And so, as far as the news, you should know Kamala's woke niece, Mina, urges people to fight Palestinian oppression by Israel if they care about women and LGBTQ rights. Neglecting that being gay in Gaza is actually punishable by 10 years in jail and in honor killings by rifle. Mina Harris is 36 years old. She's a businesswoman and she is in controversy again, not because of anything she really said nor did, but because of who her auntie is, Kamala Harris. On Wednesday, she reposted a widely shared reaction to the Palestine, what's going on over there. And Harris urged people who believe in the LGBTQ rights and women's issues to speak. If you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have chosen the oppressor. Harris' post ignored the deeply troubling human rights record in Palestine. In Gaza, homosexuality is a crime and punishable with a 10-year sentence. In the West Bank, it's widely frowned upon and not socially acceptable. Amnesty reported torture, repression, and dissent and lack of due process. They report that women face discrimination and violence in the country. And the last election was in 2006 and due this year, but they have been delayed once again. And so they're trying to attack Mina Harris, who is Kamala Harris's niece, for like, you're woke, but you're ignorant. And she's like, listen, if you care about LGBTQ, if you care about, women's issues, if you care about Black Lives Matter issues, this is another issue that you should care about. You guys are too busy focused on the messenger and not listening to the message. And what she's trying to say is everybody here in America, everybody in France, everyone who's living their life like real cushy, not having nothing to worry about, if you care about these LGBTQ issues, if you care about women's rights issues, this is in the same vein. You should also care about these things. Not saying that what's going, like the fact that they are punishing people for being gay. We're still over here hanging people politically for being gay. There's the whole baby in, what's the baby name? Michaela out here in Hopkinton, when the police officer told her mother, if you go to the press, we'll release her sexuality. The baby is gone. There's nothing you can do to hurt me anymore. Um, Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. And that was the point that Mina Harris was attempting to make. And she continues to attempt to make points for people to pay attention because people are paying attention to her. Like it or not, fan of her or not, people are paying attention. And for her to utilize her platform in the way in which she is, goes like a lot of these other people who are making millions upon millions on their views of twerking that ass ain't using their platform to open eyes. And so I commend her for what she's attempting to do. Victory for Russia's dark side hackers. It is revealed that they did pay 5 million crypto ransom. The firm folded after 10,000 gas stations ran dry and fuel prices surged to a 7-year high. The new report says that Colonial did meet the $5 million ransom demand made by Darkside ransomware gang. The pipeline has begun a system restart that will take several days to restore normal operations. Key fuel pipeline was taken offline last week by ransomware attack by Russian link hackers. On Thursday, hold on. Let's go back to the Instagram because I just I posted on sorry. Hold on, this is money related. Let me take this real quick. Good to circulate. We are in agreement. Sorry for the buyer to contribute. No. You were correct the first time. The sellers are contributing $500 to the hot tub. The buyers are contributing 1% to the listing agent. Not sure if that needs to be cleared up. Can you confirm that PNS reads as such before I send it out to the clients for execution? Sorry, not sorry. That was business related and something I had to take care of. Because if I didn't, it would be a problem. And so, that's what I was doing. We were going to Instagram so I could pull up this thing that, mind you, it's a speculation, but it's a speculation. I am all day, every day. What's it called? A conspiracy theorist. And so the speculation is of America has officially run out of gas. The corporation is bankrupt. Colonial power is over. And so someone said, notice how this is the Cherokee estate, and it's the original 13 colonies with colonial gas. And they're blaming the Russians, but the truth of the matter is that it had nothing to do with Russia. This has everything to do with America. And so is that factual? Probably not. But I love the idiosyncrasies of it all. And not just, what I like about it is, what if it wasn't Russia? What if it wasn't Russia? What if it was us and we're blaming Russia? Because remember, Vladimir Putin came out and he's a thug. If he would have done it, he'd be like, yeah, we did it. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. Like, Vladimir is another beast. And he was like, that has nothing to do with us. We did not, that is not us. Yo, I want to interview Vladimir. Like, I really, truly want to interview him. I think it would be the dopest interview. And I think, here we go again. Here we go again. And so, anyways, we paid $5 million. 10,000 gas stations ran dry. That happens in Massachusetts. I'm gonna tell you, my ass gonna be in the house all day. I ain't going nowhere. Don't ask me to go nowhere. Don't tell me I gotta go nowhere. We walk into the grocery store. I'm not going nowhere until y'all get gas. I'm not running to the gas station to try and get the little bit of gas I had. Somebody posted on Instagram a baggie, like a weed bag, but instead it had gas in it. It looked like urine though. It was just like, I got that gas, $8 for the little bag. But the comments was going crazy. Somebody was like, I got 5 on it. Like, I don't know if they were joking or if they were serious, but people was really talking about trying to buy this quote unquote gas that's in a plastic bag. I'm in the house. I don't even know why y'all outside. On Thursday, half of all gas stations in DC, Florida, Georgia, Virginia, South Carolina were dry. North Carolina was the hardest hit by the fuel shortage, with 71% of the state's gas offline. Station outages spread from New Jersey to Mississippi. The national gas prices rose to $3.28. Well, actually, it's 3.028. Across the affected region, more than 10,000 gas stations were out of service. Analysts say that it could take several weeks for the fuel distribution system to return to normal. Gas travels through the pipeline at just 5 miles an hour, meaning it takes 2 weeks to travel the whole length. Are we listening to what I just read? If gas travels at 5 miles an hour, I got a couple questions. First and foremost, are the pipes filled with lead, and that's why it travels so slow? Because you know when you do like when you have cholesterol in your veins, and it's hard for the blood to pump because you got all that stuff wrapped around your veins. So I wonder if that's the reason, if the pipes need to be replaced, first and foremost. Second of all, 5 miles an hour, like there is no way 5 miles, like I bike faster than that, and I'm big. I believe on a treadmill I can run faster than that. And you mean to tell me that there's a problem? There is absolutely a gosh darn problem for the gas to be slowly trickling down at 5 miles an hour, and it take 2 weeks from New Jersey to go to California, to Texas. That's a problem. And this just gives us even more reason to why we need to focus on the solar, wind, and water aspects of clean energy. And so Apple employee gets fired after 2,000 members of the staff complain about his "women are full of ish" remarks in the Facebook expose book he wrote in 2016. So Apple confirmed Wednesday that Antonio Garcia Martinez is no longer with the company, saying you already knew in his name machismo was a real thing. He is most likely Dominican and beats his wife. That is not fair. Maybe that's not true. He joined Apple in April as a product engineer in the ad business. A group of 2,000 Apple employees signed a petition on Wednesday demanding an investigation into the decision to hire him. A group took issue with comments he made in 2016 in a tell-all book, Chaos Monkeys, which deem sexist and racist. Garcia Martinez wrote that most women in the Bay Area are soft and weak. He claimed that he was snookered into fatherhood via warm smiles and pliant thighs after admitted he played it fast and loose and with safe sex rules. He cruelly nicknamed a female Facebook co-worker as PMMNC. Oh, that is horrible. Of course, we all know that is when women are on their period. He also came under fire for the passage where he compared a coworker to a thick Indian accent to a rickshaw driver in Delhi. And so, with that being said, I find it funny that Apple fired him, but there's like so many other employees that like they're known for not being able to for women not to be able to come in and go throughout the ranks. They're known for the suppression. They're known for not paying workers equally and fairly. But this is the straw that broke the camel's back. Like all the things that are going on inside of Apple, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back. The get the vaccine, win $1 million. Ohio announces a lottery to 5 people, $1 million each, to everyone over the age of 18 who get the shot. And so Governor Mike DeWine unveiled his plan to overcome vaccine hesitancy in Ohio. Vaccinated adults will be entered into a draw each week to win $1 million. 5 minors will win 4-year scholarships to an Ohio public university. The prizes will be paid for with federal pandemic relief funds. 42% of Ohioans have received at least one dose, but take up is failing. So not even 50% of Ohioans have received the shot. And so they're like, listen, you want to win $1 million? Go get the vaccine. If you paying people $1 million to go get the vaccine, that's a million reasons why I'm not finna get this thing. Y'all don't see the problems. Don't nobody see this? Oh, and I have officially seen a total of 10. Remember, it started off with I saw 2 videos. It started off with yesterday I was at 4 videos. Today we were at 10 videos of people who received the vaccine, put a damn magnet from the refrigerator. You ain't got to go to the store. You ain't got to do nothing else. Go to the refrigerator, put a magnet on your arm. See if it sticks. Send the video to me because I want to see it in real time. Like I do. I've already seen 10 videos, but I want to, like, I've really, you know what I'm finna do? I'm about to go to the vaccine site, and as soon as somebody get the vaccine, I'm like, can I see where they stuck you at? And then be like, oh, it's right here, baby. And I'm gonna put a magnet and see if it stick. Who want to be hit from the streets with me? Who want, like, I feel like I will be punched in the face. I want to do it so bad, but I want to be disrespectful either. I want to do it though. Who gonna be the cameraman? I need somebody who's gonna be ready to run because I ain't finna get knocked out for playing no games on these folks. I do. I really do. I really want to see if these magnets are sticking to people for real because again, I've seen 10 videos of people like, I got the vaccine yesterday. I got the vaccine 2 weeks ago. And the latest video that I saw, it was a Yoda. It was a Yoda magnet. And they were like, no. And in one of the videos, the dude was like, just stay still. Just stay still. I'm gonna go get a magnet from the refrigerator. And she was like, ain't nothing gonna happen. Ain't nothing gonna happen. And then he stuck it. And she was like, what the? And so who got the vaccine? Who got it? Hold on. We about to do an Instagram live because I want to know anybody who got. Look at CVS. CVS want to sit here and send me a text message talking about children ages 12 and older can now get the vaccine. Click here to make your appointment. Text message just came through. So, you know, I'm really feeling you, baby. Work it back, back, work it back. All right. So we are on air right now, Spark FM online. All right. And so I want to know who got the vaccine. And if you got the vaccine, please send me a video of you putting a kitchen magnet from the refrigerator on your arm. Send it to me in my inbox right now. I don't care if it fall. I don't care if it stick. I just want to see something. Post it, please. Whoever got the vaccine, and let me know if was it Johnson & Johnson, was it Pfizer, was it Moderna, was it the AstraZeneca, whatever the other one is. Tell me what vaccine you got and put a kitchen magnet at your vaccine injection site, and I just want to see something. I don't like if it fall, it fall. If it stick, it stick. I just want to see something. Who do you know that got the vaccine? Please share with me. I'm sick of watching these videos and I don't think they're true. So I just want to see it from my own eyes. The price of Bitcoin sinks 15% after Elon Musk says that Tesla will no longer accept it as payment. He is concerned about the amount of fossil fuels used to process the cryptocurrency. So I am so ignorant about cryptocurrency. I do know I'm $600 in a hole right now because I was up about 1,000 and now I'm down 600. Like, yo, cryptocurrency is absolutely crazy. I be invested in things that I have no idea, but I be doing what everybody else be doing. And at least it ain't on strippers. So the price of Bitcoin went down, but also the price of the Dogecoin. So when Elon Musk tweeted on Wednesday that the car manufacturer has suspended its use, purchasing with Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies requires a lot of electricity. The cryptocurrency is mined by high-powered computers, the complexity of which means the processors require huge amounts of energy. Musk raised concerns about the increasing use of fossil fuels for Bitcoin mining and transactions, especially coal, which has worsened emissions of any fuel. Bitcoin is the world's largest digital currency, even after it fell 15% after his tweet. Does anybody know? What's up, boo? What's up? I just recently found out there's a such thing as holistic dental. Oh, put me on. Put me the heck on. Good rising, caller, you live. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good rising, how are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Super fantastic.
I just called to tell you that I stuck that magnet on my arm and it fell right off.
Thank you. Where my video at?
No. I'm protecting my hip right. But I'm a conspiracy theorist like you. I watched the videos and I was concerned. I just took every magnet off my refrigerator of all different sizes. I got the Moderna. I put it on my arm. It fell right off, both arms. Same thing.
Thank you. I feel so much better about life. Now I need somebody from Pfizer to tell me.
I'll try it on. I'll try it on the lady when she gets home. She got the Pfizer joint, and keep an eye on that Dogecoin and that Bitcoin. You don't get caught sleeping. That's how you lose that dough.
I see. Where were you? You should have told me. You should have called 3 days ago.
You can set alerts on your phone on Google and other sites that'll tell you when they hit a certain level, so that you can, you know what I mean, keep an eye on it.
I need you in my life.
Well, tune in on Sundays on the PSA show. We talk about stocks every Sunday.
Oh, is this my boo, Carlos?
Grand rising to you.
Good rising. Carlos, tell them who you is and what you do.
Well, I try to do what you do. You know, I'm just a member of the Spark FM family. You know, political consultant by day, but community activist all the other times of the day. And I'm a host of the PSA show, the public service announcement on Spark FM Online, Sundays at 10 a.m. to noon.
Yes. And so I love me some Carlos. And let me tell you why I love Carlos, because even when he was a representative, he always included community. And still to this day, he always includes community as far as like community voice is concerned, and making sure that our voices are heard and making sure that we completely understand process. And so I was completely ignorant to what the hell is going on. And Carlos is like, Tayla, let me break this down for you. And anytime I got questions, the first person I call is Carlos, because he's going to take the theory of politics, which in my heart, I'm like, can't we all just get along? He's like, Tayla, that's not the way it works. Like, real life politics doesn't work like the theory of politics. Your political science degree means nothing. Let me show you. Let me tell you. Let me break this down for you. And he gives it to you in digestive bites where you can not only understand, but completely comprehend. And it makes you want to be engaged in process even more.
That's the mission. You broke it down. I might need you to do that as a sound bite right there. That might be a drop.
Well, this show is recorded. We're going to go ahead and pull it and then download it. How about that?
There you go. I appreciate you. I'll let you get back to waking up people's third eye.
Where unorthodox conversations lead to universal consciousness. One more time. Sunday at what time?
Sundays, 10 a.m. to noon on Spark FM, the public service announcement show.
With my boo Carlos. And so I am Tayla Andre. Spark FM has everything that you need Monday through Sunday. All day, just leave us, keep it locked, whether you're watching visually on the Facebook or whether you're listening online. Go to the website, follow us on all social medias, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I lost some money with Dogecoin, whatever you want to call it. And so Elon Musk, if he would have just shut the hell up, my stock might be doing pretty well right now. But it's not.
75 cents a share.
Say that last part.
It would have stayed at 75 cents a coin rather than dropping back down to 35 where it is today.
Exactly.
But stay tuned. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Peace, sis.
Lawyers reveal that legal loopholes you must know from getting out of contracts and solving neighbor disputes to why you should never answer a police officer's questions. Andrew Esquire is 34 years old from Miami, Florida, and has been practicing corporate law since 2014. He is now sharing his expertise on TikTok. Yo, listen, I love TikTok. I am the biggest fan of TikTok. I be up all night watching TikTok, sharing with my friends, different tricks, tips, and all these other nonsensical nonsense. And it be experts that really break things down into sound bites of And then if you follow them on like their Instagram or their YouTube, they go deeper in depth in whatever it is that they're talking about. And so Andrew Esquire is known as Andrew Esquire on TikTok, and he has racked up tens of thousands of views for his video advising people on legal matters. Really quickly, let me finish this and then I'm going to tell you my favorite person on TikTok. One of the lawyer's most popular clips is about what to do if you get stopped by a traffic officer, which has amassed over 5.3 million views. Andrew noted that while you are obliged to provide appropriate documents, you should not give any other further information to avoid getting yourself into trouble. He has also shared his other top tips, including his must-know legal loopholes. And so my favorite person on TikTok is the man who teaches you like how to get out of hostage situations, or how to get, like, if you're ever kidnapped, or if anybody's like at your window trying to like rob you with a gun in your face, and he like tells you how to pivot and move and take the gun. And like, yo, that's my favorite person on TikTok, because these are like real life things. He's like, if anyone ever tries to grab your child or try to grab you while you're in public, or try to kidnap you, this is what you do. And these are the tips and tricks that we really need to know, because I feel like once upon a time, it was part of play. Like, it was part of, like, that's how families used to interact. Like, in my head, the way it looks like is like lions and bear cubs, like play fighting. But it's like, this is how you really kill somebody if they messing with you at the same time. And I remember being a kid and like wrestling, and my mother's like, no, put your fingers in there. Oh, so just thinking about like how that this is what happens. Somebody ever grab you, this is what you do. And I don't feel like people do that anymore with their kids. My kids do, because they went ahead and took jiu-jitsu. So if my kids really wanted to, they could knock me down. Especially Anari. Anari went all the way to an orange belt. So if he wanted to, he could put me in all types of everything. He just ain't crazy because he know his mama crazy. But TikTok, I love TikTok. If you are not on TikTok, it is 1,000% better than Instagram. And they just went from 15 to 60-second clips to now I think it's like 3-minute clips. And so you can get more information in a longer period of time. And so it is 12:12. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, God. We are going to take a really quick break and pay these bills. And when we come back, we're going to talk about more news you should know. I am Tayla Andre. Waking Up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day. We link up at about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tayla Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Tayla Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work, and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people, and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
If you're talking, they will hear you. Every single time.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking during the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah. 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
Spark FM.
Weezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Lighting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you want it, yeah. Call me and I'm over it.
Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day we link up, but about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. So we were just talking about TikTok and how TikTok is my favorite platform right now, and how there is a lawyer by the name of Andrew Esquire, at Andrew Esquire on TikTok, who is giving you the tips, tricks, and truth about the loopholes you need to know from a corporate attorney. In other news, Netanyahu calls up 7,000 reservists as its military is deployed into the Gaza border in preparation for possible ground invasion, while its police battle to control riots between Arabs and Jews. So this has been going on since Monday, and they have killed Hamas commanders, including Gaza City terror boss, top rocket designer. Hamas requested a ceasefire last night on mutual basis after launching 1,600 rockets, leaving 7 Israeli dead. But Israel has vowed to press on with its military campaign despite the outcry from international community. The UN has warned of a full-scale war as the number of Palestinians killed in airstrike has now reached 83. 83. We were just at 10. Plans for ground invasion were being drafted for the IDF Chief of Staff, Lieutenant General Aviv Kohavi, later today. Troops have been deployed along Gaza's border in preparation for any orders from the top brass. The campaign is still far from over, Israeli cabinet minister said last night. Whatever we don't do now, we will have to do in 6 months or a year from now. Israel will not stop and has no interest in stopping. And so I am praying. I am absolutely praying for the earth and all that is going on in the earth, and all of the pain and suffering and carnage and starvation, and for all of the children that do not need to even see these things, let alone live these things. These aren't moments in time. No children should ever have to endure what these children are enduring. And so I pray for the mothers and I pray for the children, and I pray for the earth, because we are seeing something that is history. It really is history. And if you don't know your history, you are doomed to repeat it. And here we are once again. Protesters clash again on the streets of New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, and even Oklahoma as Israel and Palestine situation flares overseas. Massive groups of demonstrators took to the streets on Wednesday to voice their support for the Middle Eastern countries during the latest bout of violence. Activists from all over the nation have gathered, waving flags, banners, and placards in support of both Palestine and Israel. Bombs in Gaza have killed at least 67 people. Now we know that number to have been 80. And at least 7 people in Israel are dead. On Wednesday, thousands marched in pro-Israel, pro-Palestine rallies held in New York, Cleveland, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Oklahoma. We are going to continue with this story because when nobody else wanted to talk about it, we were already discussing it. Same thing with Colombia. Colombia is up in arms right now, and they are protesting literally for their lives because they are being shot down in the streets like dogs for simply demanding health care, for their wages to be increased, and for their taxes to be decreased. Recently their taxes have increased to fund the 1%, and they're like, this is unacceptable. You're taking away our health care, you're taking away our taxes, and you're leaving us with no money to defend and do for ourselves. And I'm remembering the conversations we had with Uncle Timmy on Tuesday when he's like, yo, in Cuba right now, as far as socialism is concerned and communistic socialism is concerned, people are getting $20 a month in order to pay for the things that they need. And when you take a look at the gas prices right now, I don't even know how people are food has gone up. Hold on, that was one of the articles that I wanted to read about. I think it was an article that I read earlier, and I was like, oh, I want to read that on air. But it was talking about how everything has increased. And so we talked about this earlier this week, but this actually gave numbers. And so I really want to find it, but we just had a commercial break. In the article, it was talking about how the numbers have increased so much that because gas has increased, because inflation has increased and has been ticking, has had an uptick for the last 3 years. That's what it was specifically. That the inflation has upticked in the last 3 years and causing, like, in the article, it damn near said we finna have a bubble, that bubble about to burst and everybody ass out of luck. So I am concerned for the earth. I'm concerned. I'm going to leave my concerns right there. But, oh, I found it. Yay! Inflation hits highest rate since 2008. The price of milk, bread, meat, energy rose 4.2% this year, not 4.2. But as the economy recovers from COVID, but is it rebounding fast enough? And so the Bureau of Labor Statistics released consumer price index changes on Wednesday, which show how inflation has risen. Since April 2020, prices have increased 4.2%, which is the highest since 2008, when the world was on the verge of a recession triggered by the collapse of the banks. It's due to a surge in demand for goods as the world begins to reopen, but a simultaneous shortage of supply is taking place as well. Some say it is nothing to cause alarm and that prices will settle. They're just trying to offset the catastrophic losses from the year. But let me tell you something. My eyebrow lady is not coming down from her $15, $17 with a credit card, $15 with cash, when my eyebrows used to be $8. I had to leave her and go to somebody else. They still on fleek though. Y'all like them? But she was just like, oh, it's COVID. It's COVID. But is it really COVID though? But tell me, the price of wax has increased. You use printing paper. Has that increased as well? Yo, I was so mad. How we go from $8 to $17 with a credit card, $15 without? I was distraught. So I found somebody else to do my eyebrows. So I don't think that prices are going to balance. When everyone increased their price, no one's going to, after you increase your price and people still buy your stuff, show me one business owner that decreases their price, like, oh, and I'm not talking about a sale. But they say They say it's nothing to cause alarm and prices will settle. They're just trying to offset the catastrophic loss of the year. Other economists warn that it's a sign of things to come and there's a high risk the economy is moving too quickly. If prices continue to outpace earnings, the Fed will have to step in and curtail the demand. Lower prices keep the economy balanced, but the Fed said that it will not intervene by raising interest rates while millions remain out of work in America. Millions remain out of work, but employers say that they can't get staff and it's due to Biden's generous unemployment benefits. But there was another article that I wanted to read. The real reason employees aren't rushing back to work. Many conservatives have long believed that the poor, aka the black, are lazy deadbeats who refuse to work unless forced to do so by an uncompromising government. In the 1976 presidential campaign, Ronald Reagan made this huge whoopla against the welfare queen, a woman he was said to be gaming welfare service, even though she had 3 new cars, a full-length mink coat, and was estimated at $1 million. The latest version of this argument has focused on stimulus aid in the pandemic. Conservative politicians have maintained that President Biden's American Rescue Plan, which passed in March, was way too generous, and that it had actually encouraged American workers to be idle and not to do a damn thing. Florida small business owners are telling me the same thing. They can't find people to fill available jobs. What is the common sense telling you the reason is? Because the president is giving everybody $300 a week. Why would they want to work? This is perfect. I get $1,000 a month, $1,200 a month not to do a damn thing. When your rent is a certain amount, that $1,200 ain't any real money. And this goes on to say that empirical data backs up the idea that there's little reason to think the problem with the economy isn't workers aren't getting rich off stimulus checks and unemployment and thus refusing to work. The Director of Policy and Economic Policy Institute pointed out that when there's actual labor shortage, business owners raise wages or lower job qualifications. And if they refuse to do that, it doesn't mean workers won't work. It means they're not willing to work for low wages. People do not want to or cannot afford. When you're paying $13,000 a year on daycare alone, childcare, you need to make certain amount of money because if that's a third of your income, your rent is a third of your income, your food is a third of your income, and income really is not income, they're wages, because income is when you're I'm thinking about business right now. When your profit and your losses are offset, and then you're left with income. But there's so many people out here that are working jobs that don't have real income. So if we're going to speak, let's speak utilizing the right language. Many people don't have income. They have wages. And these wages, after they offset their loss, are left with no income. And people are trying to make ends meet. They are ends. They do not meet. And there's a lot of people out here that just cannot go back to work. When you take a look at how many people want to go back to work, but can't go back for the pennies that you were previously paying them. They can't go back to work for the pennies you were previously paying them. Then when you take a look at the whole school situation, half these kids are still on remote learning or hybrid learning. I have a cousin right now whose son is on hybrid learning. 1 week he goes to school, 1 week he's at home. Tell me how she's supposed to maintain a full-time job when at 6 years old, he can't be at home by himself, and then you run the risk of having your kids taken away. Let's talk about this. And this goes back to the conversation that we were having on Tuesday. You can't sit here and expect people to have the answers to your solutions that aren't living your experiences. You got rich white men sitting around making decisions for mothers, and they ain't never been a mother. They're parents. Well, were they really parents? Were they really parents? Or did they pay the nanny to be a parent? So you don't understand the problem at hand, but you out here dishing out solutions. Your solutions mean nothing, my friend, when you don't have the lived experience. And then what's going to happen? They're going to spend these millions of dollars coming out here paying for research this and study that. Oh, we found that parents can't go back to work because their kids ain't in school. Because daycares are not taking the numbers in which they were taking before. So them individual slots for daycare is limited. Like, if we're going to talk about the problem, talk about the whole damn problem. Mothers do want to go back to work. They can't. And here in Massachusetts, we got the highest daycare across the nation. So, I digress. I'm sorry, I got emotional. First fully civilian flight to space station moves forward with the NASA contract. So NASA and Houston-based Axiom Space have signed a mission order setting the stage for 4 civilians to visit the International Space Station early next year. This is a test. Let me tell you how I feel about this, right? This is a test. Can we send people that have no years of training out in space? There is listen, NASA first was supposed to be discovering the ocean. What did they find in the ocean when they were like, yo, we need to get the out of here. Let's go. We got to find somewhere to go. Let's go to Mars. Let's create a space. Like, we got to go. What did they find in the ocean that made them want to flee? And why are they sending civilians into space? For me, this is a test. Don't believe nothing I ever say. I could be 100% wrong. This is just what I'm telling you what my feelings is feeling. I feel like this is a test to see if they can send untrained individuals into space and what are the consequences? What are the ramifications? What are the worst case scenarios? Well, we don't know. Let's just send a couple people. They'll go. And so it is now executed. The first fully commercial flight orbiting lab complex. Agency managers said on Monday that Axiom's AX-1 mission and an upcoming charity-driven flight to low Earth orbit, both aboard SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule, represent a renaissance in the U.S. human space flight. NASA's director of commercial space flight, Phil McAllister, said, I think that this is perfect, that we are experiencing utilizing a certification of Boeing ST-100 Starliner and upcoming suborbital flights by Blue Origin and Virgin Galactic. This is a real inflection point, I think, with human space flight. And so, again, I just want you to listen to the words that are not coming out of my mouth, but what is being said here and who is involved and who benefits and why would they do, like, I just want you to think outside of the box. Why would they want to send you to space as a civilian? And so the oldest living Tulsa massacre survivor, Viola Fletcher, celebrates her 107th birthday. She said sleeping and eating and exercising is the key to her longevity. She is the oldest known survivor of the 1921 Tulsa race massacre. She recently celebrated her 107th birthday when she was 7 years old, when racist whites came in and destroyed Tulsa, Oklahoma. She celebrated her milestone birthday on May 5th. Shout out to all the Tauruses. And her special day was also acknowledged by Greenwood community on Monday. Speaking to the Oklahoma State University's Oral History Research Program in 2014, Fletcher said that her secret to longevity was sleeping, eating, and exercising. It's no problem with me, she said. It previously reported many died and thousands of Black residents were injured during the 1921 Tulsa race massacre after an angry white mob attacked the area once known as Black Wall Street. And for those who do not know, Black Wall Street had 35 blocks of businesses, 1,200 homes, and 300 mostly Black people were killed. Although the total number of deaths remains undetermined, the massacre was allegedly sparked after a young Black man was accused of sexually assaulting a white woman. Several Black people were charged for the riots, but no white residents were charged with murder. An official documentary about the Tulsa massacre is coming to the History Channel. I don't believe it. That's not the one I want to watch. The one I want to watch is the one Nipsey Hussle was working on, because the History Channel be throwing in history that they want to talk about and not the real history. When I watched the History Channel and saw that they whitewashed the damn Egyptians, that was the last time I watched anything from the History Channel. That on God, on God, that was the last time I believe anything you try and teach me. And I used to I love Martin Marvels. I love the History Channel and all that it brings. And now I'm a Gaia type of girl. And so Gaia, I think, is $100 for the year. And it is anything and everything that you could possibly imagine, from health and wellness to the spiritual side, the science side. One of the interviews that I watched on Gaia TV that I love, and I actually need to renew my subscription now that I think about it, is this he was previously a pilot with the U.S. something. And so they were called to clean up a wreckage that took place. And he went ahead and snuck a piece of the metal. And he said, this metal has an entity within itself. It has life inside of it. And it has a magnetic field around it. And he was just here, put your hand near it. He was like, oh, wow, I can feel that. And so that, for me, that's the stuff that I love. And so Gaia TV is amazing. I ain't finna watch the History Channel nothing. And so who was working on the Tulsa, Oklahoma, aside from Nipsey Hussle? It was somebody else, someone Black who was spearheading I forgot. When I remember, we'll come back tomorrow and I'll update you on what exactly it was. And so why is the FDA funded in part by companies it regulates? Pause. I want to pay these bills, because when we come back from paying these bills, we're going to talk about the FDA, and we're going to get into a little bit deeper history about the FDA that a lot of people don't want to recognize and a lot of people don't want to understand. And there's also, if you go over everything Tayla Andre on my Instagram, I recently posted it. Wait for it. Give me about, what is this, a minute and a half? Give me about a minute and a half. We'll be right back. Spark FM online, waking up with Tayla Andre, waking up your third eye, where unorthodox conversations lead into universal consciousness, because you need to know the truth, baby. And I'm going to give you all the truth as long as you do your due diligence, because most of the time I be going off memory. I'm 3%, and it's really 4.3. So do your due diligence. Don't ever believe a word that comes out of my mouth, but please believe that I will always do my best to educate you and wake you up from this slumber that you've been in since you've been born.
You are now listening to Spark FM.
Finally Home is a must-read, step-by-step guide that will equip any first-time home buyer with the knowledge they need to confidently make informed decisions. This book provides answers in simple and clear terms to most, if not all, of the questions you may have about credit, home ownership, and generational wealth. Finally Home equips the reader with the confidence to be engaged with the home buying process without feeling vulnerable or exploited. Tayla Made Real Estate Easy is not just a catchy hashtag. It is real estate agent and radio personality Tayla Andre's goal. A goal to simplify one of the most challenging processes you will go through as an adult. A goal to educate you properly on credit and teach you the strategies to finding the home of your dream. It is not just a good book or an easy read. It is the secret to a seamless home buying experience.
Right now, the COVID-19 vaccines are available to millions of Americans, and soon they will be available to everyone.
This vaccine means hope. It will protect you and those you love from this dangerous and deadly disease.
I want to go back to work, and I want to be able to move around.
To visit with Michelle's mom, to hug her and see her on her birthday.
You know what I'm really looking forward to is going to opening day in Texas Ranger Stadium with a full stadium.
We've lost enough people, and we've suffered enough damage.
In order to get rid of this pandemic, it's important for our fellow citizens to get vaccinated.
I'm getting vaccinated because we want this pandemic to end as soon as possible.
So we urge you to get vaccinated when it's available to you.
So roll up your sleeve and do your part.
This is our shot.
Now it's up to you.
If you're talking, they will hear you. Every single time.
Why are we getting killed like this?
Kyle's not here. Got caught drinking beer in the park a couple of nights ago.
Really?
Yeah, 0 tolerance. He's out for the season.
Harsh.
Hey, he knew not to drink. We've made that clear to all of our kids, right?
No, not really.
Bill, if we don't tell them what we expect and why they shouldn't drink, how are they going to know?
Talk. They hear you. For more information, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
You try.
Spark FM.
Wheezy boy, make me dance. Daddy, oh, make me dance.
Igniting the airwaves. Spark FM. Join us on Facebook and Instagram at sparkfmonline.com. Turn us up.
Tell me how you own it, yeah. Call me and I'm over it.
Spark FM.
Good rising, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. I am Tayla Andre. Waking up with Tayla Andre has absolutely nothing to do with the time of day. We link up at about waking up your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre. Get your t-shirt or your sweater on the website, TaylaAndre. This is embroidered. This isn't just something slapped on. This is it's stitched on. And as well as the step-by-step guide for people preparing for first-time home ownership, Finally Home, the book that I wrote in order to get you prepared for first-time home ownership, because many of us don't just get to buy houses. We have to prepare to purchase a home. And so with that being said, really quickly, I'm going to run through these quick articles, and then we're going to talk about the FDA. And so Governor Stitt says banning critical race theory will allow history to be taught without labeling a young white child as an oppressor, after Oklahoma City School Board claimed his new law protects white fragility, which it does, period. But the Republican governor, Kevin Stitt, introduced the new law last Friday. Under the new law, Oklahoma public school teachers are prohibited from teaching certain concepts of race and racism, including critical race theory. The Oklahoma City Public School Board of Education unanimously voted on Monday to denounce the law. The board is made of 8 members, including 5 who are white and 3 who are black and a Latina. One of the board members said that the ban was protecting white fragility. Show me the lie and I will show you the truth teller. No extra sauce for you. Chick-fil-A. Okay, let me tell you why I'm mad though. Because Chick-fil-A is the only place that you can go and get unlimited sauces. And so I want to say about 4 months ago, yes, I go to Chick-fil-A. I absolutely do, because I love their broccolini salad that they no longer have. I don't know why they stopped serving it, but their broccolini salad is dope. And those waffle fries with honey roasted barbecue is amazing. And now they want to give you 2 honey roasted barbecue sauce for the 6-piece? How? I use an entire sauce for 1 fry. What are you doing? And so now all of a sudden Chick-fil-A is limiting packets to 1 per entree. And don't tell Asari I be going, because you know they're homophobic, and Asari ain't for the homophobic nonsense. And so to even go there, I'm kind of snitching on myself. So can somebody please not tell my daughter? Because they have an industry-wide shortage due to the labor disruptions along the supply chain, some customers recently received an email from the chain about the shortage. Customers will be limited to 1 sauce per entree or 2 sauces per meal. Chick-fil-A hopes that sauce shortage will be fixed as quickly as possible. The issue is not related to the gas shortage that came due to the ransom attack on the Colonial Pipelines. The issue has more to do with the labor shortage that has hit the industry. The industry is already facing a shortage in both ketchup and chicken. It ain't chicken for real. Y'all lying. It's pink slime. So a California teacher who refuses to return to in-person learning is infuriating parents. And so she went ahead and canceled virtual lessons to jet off to her son's wedding in Mexico. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I understand why parents are mad, but she said in an email to parents, I will be traveling to Mexico for my son's long deferred wedding on May 19th. After school for approximately 12 days. While I will be teaching from Mexico, some days will contain asynchronistic lessons due to travel and limited family activities. On Thursday, May 20th, will be a completely asynchronistic day as our return date, yet to be established due to my mother's health. All supplies and material will be provided ahead of time for any class activities that will take place while I'm out of the country. Please contact me ahead of time if you have any concerns. And they went to the principal, was like, she gets to go to Mexico. This is not gonna happen. They're furious. And I'm not mad. Like, her son was supposed to get married at the height of COVID. They went ahead and pushed it back. And they went ahead and pushed it back again. And they pushed it back for a third time. Now, what I would say is, it probably would have been best if you waited until June when school was done. But that's also when the prices skyrocket for Mexico. So I get it. And I think as parents, like, I don't know, because let Kimberly do that. I'm going to the news too. Bill Gates apparently told his golf buddies that his marriage was loveless and that he and Melinda had been living separate lives for a long time. The reason why I wanted to mention this story is because I would love to have a conversation with Melinda, because I feel like a lot of things that Bill has done over the years was like really like the Bill and Melinda type situation. And so I would like to speak with her about what is it like. I don't know. There was a post that was posted about like Jay-Z, $1 billion, Bill Gates, billions, Jeff Bezos, billions. And it was just like, hey, yo, King, she don't care about you. Give money. Like, and it just, I hate where we are today, because I am a Taurus. I am such a lover. I am such a lover, and I believe in love, and I am a hopeless romantic. And I have an auntie and uncle that have been married for 75 years. So for me, it's like, I'm in the mood for love. My auntie Mary and Uncle Georgie. My auntie Mary still wears her wedding ring. Uncle Georgie been dead for 2 years. Like, she ain't never gonna leave her husband on, like, physically on, like, she still make up his side of the bed. He still got, like, it just, I have love in my family, and I know what love looks like. And so for all of this lovelessness, it hurts a lot. And so last but not least, we gonna talk about Michael R. Taylor. And so let's talk about the FDA. So the question is, why is the FDA in bed with Pfizer? And so Pfizer, let's go back, right? And so what is lobbying? Lobbying is when I am advocating for this thing. And so I can be an energy lobbyist. I can be an education lobbyist. I can, like, name the sector. There's a lobbyist attached to it. And that lobbyist is advocating for this thing, but gets paid a lot of money to advocate for this thing. And so we have Pfizer, who is, hold on, because I want to give you real numbers here, right? Pfizer, FDA. How much money did they give? Pfizer gave FDA how much money? And that's why Pfizer was was able to go through as quickly as it was in comparison to some of the other vaccines, because the FDA and Pfizer were in bed with one another. But I wanted to make mention to like Michael Tayla. So Michael Tayla is an American lawyer who has played leadership roles in both public health and food safety, as well as in academia, as well as the private sector. And so he is most known for being the deputy commissioner for the Food and Medicine of the United States Food and Drug Administration, the FDA, and also co-chairs the Stop of the Foodborne Illnesses, which is a nonprofit that supports victims of serious illnesses due to the government industry. I don't understand if you know what I just said, but the fact that he sits on the board of a nonprofit that is supposed to help families that have been affected by what the FDA has approved. Problematic at the beginning and the end. And so he was also in the private sector, where at one time he was, again, the chief at the FDA, left the FDA, went to Monsanto. Monsanto, for those who do not know, is a biotechnology company. And so bringing it all the way back, let's rewind a little bit. And so once upon a time in World War, when we were over there fighting the Viet Cong, and I say that ignorantly because that's exactly how we called them. They weren't humans. They were subhumans. They were hiding in the grass, and we have to get them, weed them out like snakes in the grass. How do we do that? We cut down all the tall trees. And if you saw Hotel Rwanda, you know what I mean. And so they went ahead and cut down all the tall trees. They literally diminished the vegetation in Vietnam. And when they leveled the vegetation, there was nowhere for them to hide. Now, as far as history is concerned, we know for a fact that the pilots that were in the planes with the substance Agent Orange, their grandchildren are still getting checks today because of the genetically modified disorders that they like. I'm trying to see like how to best describe this, so I'm just gonna say it. It's not gonna be politically correct. And so when these husbands came home from working on these Agent Orange planes, which sprayed the vegetation of Vietnam, they came home, they slept with their wives gave birth, their wives ended up giving birth to children with a whole bunch of illnesses, disabilities. That was the word I was looking for, disabilities. And so the children are now getting monies from the federal government. And then these children, these women who were born of their father's sperm from the Agent Orange, are now sterile and can't have children of their own. Men, sterile, having all types of cleft lips and like all types of ailments from Agent Orange. We are also paying Vietnam grandchildren today because a lot of the land that we sprayed back in the Vietnam War is still harming the vegetation and unable to grow certain plants and foods and nourishments to the best of their ability because of what we did X-teen years ago. I really meant umpteen, but X-teen came out. So we are still paying. And if you look at our statistics, we still pay out not only Vietnam, but we are still paying the grandchildren of the men that were in those planes that had direct contact, but not in the physical sense of touching it, but just being around it, period. As far as Vietnam is concerned, when we had all of those videos, I don't know how old you are, but back, I'll be 38 on Tuesday. Back in the day, there used to be video after video after video after video in the middle of the night when it was just like, can you help these children? And they were little Vietnam children with a whole bunch of cleft lips. The reason why we were promoting for us to go ahead and send those money to those children is because it was our fault. It's our fault. Those babies are born with cleft lip because of what we sprayed with the Agent Orange. Now you rewind, take it back to today, 2021, when the Michael Taylor sat on the board of the FDA, went and worked for Monsanto, had conversations, did what they did at Monsanto, came back to the FDA, and then changed laws based on whatever Monsanto needed to push through what they pushed through. How? And this was under Obama. And I talked issue about Obama for that. And didn't nobody, Taylor. The truth is the truth. Shoot, I don't care who the damn president is. You allowed this nonsense to happen. And if you don't understand the history of little old Tayla Andre and you got all these damn advisors advising you, and ain't nobody told you the truth about what's going on, that should have never happened. He should have never been able to go back to the FDA after sitting there and having a real conversation and being entrenched and engulfed in Monsanto and all that they do. And so today, so going back to my social media, pay attention to what I post because it is important and I think you will learn a lot. And so based on what I posted, it was hummus. And so cancerous weed killer found in hummus. So in Whole Foods, there was, shout out to the food babe because this is her original post. Testing done by the Environmental Worker Group last year found weed killer Roundup, who is owned by Monsanto, who, if you rewind, was they absorbed or purchased and became the company that created Agent Orange. So the company that created Agent Orange isn't originally Monsanto, but after they merged companies, Monsanto is now the granddaddy of Agent Orange. And so, or the grandchild of Agent Orange. And they're still using that technology today. And when the Environmental Working Group last year found the weed killer Roundup in hummus samples from Whole Foods Market. Now, this ain't Stop and Shop. This ain't Shaw's, this ain't Star Market, this ain't Piggly Wiggly. This Whole Foods, they have a certain threshold of what it is they allow and what they don't allow in their store. And so, in fact, the amount they found in a sample of Whole Foods original hummus, non-organic, was nearly 15 times the amount that the EWG says that is safe. That's 160 ppbs, parts per billion, for daily consumption based on 4 tablespoon servings. Who eats the serving size of anything in United States of America? Damn near nobody, unless you're on a limit. Roundup isn't permitted in organic crops. So you would think that this means that all organic foods are glyphosate free. Sadly, this is not the case because Roundup has poisoned our environment to such an extreme level that organic crops are getting contaminated by rainwater, drift from nearby crops, and even during storage. Thankfully, the EWG did not find large amounts of glyphosates in most organic hummus that they tested. And that means that if you're buying organic hummus, it's probably safe. They've tested 3 different samples of whole food organic hummus and found negligible amounts in a third of the samples. Overall, this is still less than what was found in most conventional hummus that was tested. They tested the Sabra, the Harris Teeter, and the Kava, and more. I say that to say this is hummus with its chickpea. It's not the tomato you're eating. It's not the conventional tomato. It's not the heirloom tomato. It's not the potato, which is under the ground, absorbing every nutrient that is in the ground or lack thereof. It's not the strawberry, the blueberry. It is a chickpea, which is then processed into hummus. So imagine how much of this chemical we're ingesting every day that the FDA allowed you to ingest because of, by means of, I'm going to be the FDA chief, and then I'm going to go sit on Monsanto, and then I'm going to come back and make sure everything Monsanto need get pushed through. This is why it's important for you to pay attention. This is why it's important of what it is that your children put in their body, what you put in your body. This is why it's important to pay attention. And so I didn't know I was going to go on a tangent for that long because there were so many more articles that I wanted to read as far as Monsanto and the FDA are concerned. And the FDA just being in bed with multiple companies that pay them off, that at the end of the day are causing us bodily harm. There were petitions that went out telling Obama to cease FDA ties to Monsanto. He still played out his entire Obama's entire administration. Michael Taylor was still the FDA chief. He's still the FDA chief. There's things that the FDA does not want you to know. And we're never going to know until we do our due diligence and find out. FDA approval is based on evidence provided by the company that makes medical products, and the benefit of that product outweighs the risk for most patients for a specific use. It doesn't mean that all products are safe. When the FDA, some of the things that the FDA allows that they shouldn't allow, mold, excrements, and bugs. And so that's why you will find, like, I was eating blueberries earlier today, and I looked at it and I was like, yo, this is bird shit. Like, it made me think completely different because I do like a little rinse under the water. And then I'm like, this is literally bird caca. Seriously. The FDA allows genetically engineered everything, genetically engineered food, genetically engineered this, genetically engineered that. Like, it doesn't even have to be real food no more. They accept it. Ammonia and meat. McDonald's burgers is commonly known for the pink slime factor. Ammonia is the FDA's choice to kill bacteria in meat. And that's the same stuff that you clean your house with. And it's the same stuff that's in your fertilizer. And it's in the same stuff that's in your cheeseburgers when you go to the fast food restaurants. And it's not just McDonald's, it's all of them. Arsenic for livestock. Sometimes back in 2013, the FDA stopped allowing a few arsenic-based drugs from being in farm animal feed, but they still have arsenic in a lot of feed. Some of the more dangerous ones were stopped back in 2013. Before the ban, about 70% of U.S. poultry were being fed arsenic-based drugs. Even with the new legislation, 1 out of the 4 banned drugs can still be found in feed for turkeys, feed for chicken, artificial coloring. When you think of red dye, number 40, think Doritos, Cheetos. Yellow, number 6, is used and creates migraines and possible cancers. Europe is usually ahead of the game and has banned many countries have banned Monsanto. Many countries have it. That's why the food tastes so different in other countries, because they don't allow the effery that we allow here in the United States. The whole grain myth. They say that whole grain is best for you. When you envision whole grain, you think grains that have not been altered with a bunch of vitamins, and they have nutrients and they have fiber. But the truth that the FDA allows certain things to be called whole grain when they don't have a grain in sight. Trans fat, the FDA allows things to be labeled trans fat, but the truth of the matter is they do have a whole bunch of trans fat. They're just hidden and relabeled under another nutrient. RBGH, once again, other countries have been on top of it. United States really don't give a F. RBGH is a hormone that has been banned in more than 25 countries, including Australia, New Zealand, Canada, Japan, the European Union. Although we consumers have gotten smarter and picking products differently, in 2009, the USDA study found that less than 17% of cows were being injected with the hormone. The FDA, on the other hand, said, oh, no, they don't use it at all. But they actually found it to be true that they're still being injected. And so I don't know if you guys remember, but once upon a time, that label about, our cows don't have da-da-da-da-da-da, as long as it's lower than a certain percentage, you can say that it doesn't exist, said the FDA. And for a lot of people who do not know, when it comes to rat hairs feces, bugs. There's a certain percentage that is allowed in your peanut butter, in your spaghetti sauce. There's literally, listen, baby, there is a certain percentage of rat's feces that is allowed in your spaghetti sauce. You don't have to believe a damn thing that come out of my mouth. Don't believe nothing I say. Go do your own due diligence for yourself. Read the labels for yourself. And because it's the United States government. They're like, oh, well, it's a factory and there's bugs that exist. And so, but yo, let me be a small business here in Boston, and there was a bug. There was one bug that was found in one dish. And it was a mosquito. I'm shut down. But the FDA said it's okay for you to have a couple droplets of some rat droppings, baby. It's all right. But we can't prevent it. It's going to happen. So we just going to accept it. Please don't believe a damn thing that come out of my mouth. Do your own due diligence. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. I am Tayla Andre, waking your third eye with unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. I can guarantee you ain't finna get that on the channel 5710. Sure won't. But you will on a Spark FM. And so from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. So from 11 to 11:30, I play music. From 11:30 to 1 p.m., we have interviews, news, politics, all of that good stuff, the things that you need to know in life that nobody else is going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. We're going to have these unorthodox conversations leading to universal consciousness. Everything Tayla Andre, TaylaAndre. I thank you. I love you. I appreciate you. And I hope you have an amazing day. Mwah.